Lately I've been thinking a lot about aging and how since having my two kids, I feel like I've aged backwards a little bit. Of course, my body doesn't really feel like that and would not agree with me, but my soul has definitely aged backwards. When you're a child, you like things we consider childish. Most kids have their niche interests. I was obsessed with fairies. I loved making potions and magic. And you become a teenager and you strongly reject all of that stuff, right? Because you want to feel grown up. And then you move on to being a young adult. So, maybe your college years and later. And you're not quite so angsty. So you're not like, oh God, I hate all things childish. But at the same time, you're trying to be an adult, a new adult. So you start saying things like, oh, I like pickleball. And nothing against pickleball. You're just a little more serious about things. And at this point in my life, I've gone through all those stages. I lived as a child, and I was a good child. I was a textbook, imaginative child. Then I was a textbook, angsty teenager, angry at the world, and very serious. And then I moved on to my young adult years, and that's really who I thought I was for a long time. I was so certain that I was this productive, career-driven person with these particular interests. And then I had kids. Of course, having kids at first, you drop a lot of your hobbies. And I stopped working. So immediately those parts of my identity were kind of stripped from me. And at first, that feels abrasive. It's not a welcome feeling. And you think, oh my gosh, I'm losing who I was. And then, you give it some time and you start adding bits in that make you feel good about yourself again. And I realized that those were not things I wanted to add back into my life. In fact, a lot of what I did as a young adult, I did not want to reincorporate into my new life as a mom. Not because I couldn't, but because it no longer served me and did not seem fulfilling. And the things that I've gone back to are almost entirely things I enjoyed doing as a child. And I'm not saying, oh, I like doing this with my kids. I just like doing it in general. I used to spend almost all my time outside in my garden, playing pretend games, talking to plants, making my little potions, pretending I was a witch or a fairy. And honestly, I am right back in my garden, talking to my plants, making my little potions. And it feels so good to not be rejecting that part of myself anymore. Like, it just feels right. I'm doing exactly what I want to do, and I don't feel like apologizing for it. I don't feel like people are going to make fun of me for it. I played instruments as a kid, and I'm learning instruments again. I'm learning a new instrument. It makes me feel young and kind of studious in a fun way. I'm even dressing the same way I wanted to dress as a kid. Maybe I have an adult budget now, so I can buy more fun clothes. But I'm dressing the way I imagined my dress up looked as a kid. And I'm wearing that out of the house and I'm having fun with it. It's like, in reality, I am still that little princess or little fairy that I always imagined that I was. None of that has changed at all. And if anything, having kids has really brought it out again. Because again, you're stripped of everything and you have to decide what is worth adding into my life again. I have limited time to myself. What do I really, really want to be doing with that time? And this is it. I'm just trying to add a little magic into my life, like reintroducing that childlike wonder. Life feels very exciting right now that I don't feel like I'm placing any kind of limitations on myself at all. It's a really, really good feeling.